Thank you.
We have Sophie Szew, who is a freshman at Stanford, speaking to her own lived experience, and Ed Howard, who is the senior counsel at the Children's Advocacy Institute and at the University of San Diego School of Law. Professor. Go ahead, Sophie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members, for allowing me to tell my story and for giving a seat to a young queer Jewish Latina at a table that our people have long been excluded from. My name is Sophie Szew. I'm 20 years old. I'm a first-year student at Stanford University, and I'm originally from West LA. I do not stand in front of you alone. Standing with me today are millions of young people whose worlds were destroyed because social media companies knowingly and negligently risk our lives for the sake of profit and capitalize upon our vulnerability. Standing with me today is Sophie at 15 years old, whose body is still sore from the painful stillness in the words, "I spoke to your insurance company today and they asked for your prognosis. I told them you have 2 weeks left to live. Your heart, your liver, and your kidneys are all failing, but your BMI is perfectly normal, so there is nothing more that we can do for your eating disorder." Standing with me today is 15-year-old Sophie, who has a wound etched into her soul in the shape of the words, "Go home, Sophie, you'll be dead soon." Standing with me today is a generation that knows all too well what it is like to be harmed by flawed systems, a flawed mental health care system, and systems of algorithms that expose us to harmful and addictive content, so we spend more hours online and make tech companies more money. Standing with me today is 10-year-old Sophie, who first downloaded Instagram during her 10th birthday party. She was immediately exposed to a flurry of information that knowingly and unabashedly promoted eating disorders. Standing in front of me and standing with me today is 15-year-old Sophie, who followed every starvation regimen recommended to her by her Instagram Explore page, because if it was safe enough to be online, it was safe enough for her to follow, right? And standing with me today is a generation of young people that is done being exploited, a generation of young people that remains alive against all odds. And standing with me today are the members of my generation who are not. And sitting in front of me today are the people who have the power and the responsibility to ensure that no more lives are lost to harmful social media practices. I urge you to pass SB 287. Thank you.
Thank you. Others in support?